After taking over 200 sales calls, I discovered something. The most prepared person wins the deal. Not the best product, not the lowest price, although those do matter, but the more prepared you are, the more research that you do before the sales call, the better chance you will have of closing the deal. And so I automated this process. This is how AI will research every single prospect, will wake up and I'll see exactly what I need to know about each sales call. In my inbox, here's what you need to know about every single one of these prospects for your day, right? And so this can help you if you're selling AI services, if you're in sales at another company. This will help you to prepare for sales calls without having to spend hours of your time every single day preparing. So this workflow is built using Lindy AI. Lindy is essentially an out-of-the-box AI agent creation platform. And so a lot of the AI agents that people are creating inside of N8N, you can use those templates, but Lindy just basically templatizes everything for you, so you don't have to go through and work with JSON variables forever and have a million errors. They just have out-of-the-box AI agents. You set it up, you connect, Google, Perplexity, whatever, and then it will go and actually run these workflows for you. And so this is my message prep assistant, which basically means, or meeting prep assistant, which basically means that, at the beginning of the day, it checks any of the sales calls that I have today. It basically checks and makes sure that they're not anyone on my internal team. And if it's an external person, then it loops over their name, their email, their company. It goes and does research on them with Perplexity, searches for them, searches their LinkedIn, and then it sends me an email with everything. So you can see here, I set it up as a message trigger just to show you how it works. But at the end of this video, I'll show you how to set it up so that it just goes every single morning at 9 a.m. or on any sort of recurring schedule that you would like. So we have, Google Calendar. It's going through this loop. Say I have a discovery call with Sarah today. It's just a fake person that I, created an account for, so I can show you here. Let's say I have a discovery call with Sarah, and boom, here is the discovery call. And then it's giving me information about her. And then as soon as it finishes this workflow, you can see that it will send me an email. Here's your meeting schedule for the day. Meeting 1, discovery call with Sarah, 10:30 to 11:30. And then it basically says, here's who she is. She's the VP of operations at TechFlow. Based on the recent email thread, she's attending to discuss automation solutions for manual customer onboarding. She led company growth from 20 to 85 employees in the past year. Solution-oriented leader focused on scalable frameworks, known for thought leadership, has allocated $50K budget this quarter for automation tools. Then there's other people in the company. Let's say Marcus Williams is going to join the call. He's the CTO. He's been evaluating Zapier and Make. We'll ask detailed technical questions. Here's the meeting context. Preparation notes, be ready to differentiate between Zapier and Make, focus on customer onboarding, automation ROI, address operational efficiency and technical implementation to target both people's kind of concerns. And it's basically helping me to prepare for my sales call. Right, so this is the one meeting that I have today, and let's say I had, 5 sales calls. It would just go through every single one of the sales calls, and it would give me a brief at the beginning of the day or right before the meeting with, here's exactly what you need to know. Boom, now I'm ready for the sales call because, hey, I have information from Perplexity, from LinkedIn, from my past email conversations. Everything is aggregated into this one email. So let's go and actually build this out. And so, like I said, Lindy, why I really love Lindy is it's just like out of the box solutions. If you're more technical, you can go and create N8N workflows all day long. But if you're starting out with AI, this is just a lot easier in terms of out of the box solutions. So what we're going to actually do is start using their template. We're going to set it up. I'm going to show you how to configure all the different settings, and then how to actually get this to work. And so what you can do is you can actually ask it to create it for you, or we can go to the meeting section here, see all. And then if I go see all, we should have the meeting prep assistant template. So we have the, let me just type in meeting prep. There we go, meeting prep assistant. I'm going to go here, I'm going to click add. And you're going to see that we're going to get, start by connecting your Google accounts. So connect your Google accounts here. I'm going to skip this because I already have. Then once you connect your Google account, you'll basically see on a recurring schedule. You can change this every hour, every 6 hours. I like to do every day at the beginning of the day. So whether you wake up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., whatever. So let's say, beginning of the day at 9 a.m., maybe I'm going to choose my, Gmail account. So let's say I choose this one. These are both of my spam accounts. And that I never check, and then or my test accounts. And so, but obviously for you, set up your actual Gmail account. And then for the event details, you just connect all of your Gmail and Google Calendar connections. It's going to ask you to just, go through Google OAuth. Really simple. Just sign into your Google account. I'm going to go in here, Claude for Sonnet, send email. Then you're going to send email to yourself. So nelson.ethan@gmail.com. Okay. Now save. All right, so now we'll see that there's search emails, there's summarize, which will summarize the details about the attendees. Search for people using Claude for Sonnet, search perplexity. We could add in other steps in here. Maybe we want to add in, uh, extra perplexity. Maybe we could add in a LinkedIn scraper. Maybe, yeah, like a LinkedIn scraper. We're going to scrape get member profile. Maybe we want to get, any of these things that we want to do. We could basically go and actually just, fetch different stuff from LinkedIn. We can do that in a second, but I just want to show you how it works from start to finish. So let's say you just want to use their out of the box solution. Here you go. Basically what it's going to do is every single day, it's going to list all of the events in your Google Calendar. If it's going to get all the event details. If it is a meeting that is not someone that is an external attendee, then it will enter this loop, right? So we can see that, define the external attendee when applicable, extract list of external attendees from the list of attendees. Then it's going to loop through each of the people that are like listed as attendees on that meeting, and then it's going to search your email history with each of them. If you don't have any, that's okay. It's going to summarize it. It's going to search for different people, search perplexity, then it's going to exit the loop. And then once it finishes exiting the loop, it's going to send you an email. And so let's just test this out of the box, and I can show you how it works, and then we will set this up. So, on a recurring schedule. So let's see if it works on a recurring schedule. I might need to set up the on message. But yeah, you can see, okay, boom. So recurring schedule. So every morning at 9 a.m., let's say that triggers, it's 9:21. It's going to get all of the events. And you can see in my calendar, I have one with, let's say I had multiple. So like, let me just say I duplicate this event. Okay, let's just say that I have, all of these different people, Adam, Bill, Dariah, et cetera. And it's going to go in here, and it's basically going to, add all of these people. So I'm going to go here, add these just basically random people to the call. I'm going to delete the event in a second. But let's say that I have, all these different people on this call. So AI automation call with a bunch of random people. Let's say they are in the meeting. What I can do is retry workflow. You can see the email that is sent me already. So it's going to send me another email in a second. Here's Sarah Chen, be focused on these specific things. That's exactly what we just did in the demo. But let's say that, let's retry this workflow. And then because I set up this new meeting, we should see like multiple different meetings come through here in the workflow. So this is going to be running. Sometimes when it's on a recurring schedule, it doesn't let you test it out more than one times because it just, for whatever reason, can only trigger once. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change this. And then instead of, I'm just going to delete this for now. And then for the trigger, I'm going to click add, right click, add trigger. I'm just going to click message or chat with an agent. Let me go. I think it's the first one, chat with this agent. And then I'm going to connect this to the first path here. And then now when I test it, I say run. There we go. Message received, run workflow. All right, so we're running the workflow here. And it's going to do the same thing, listing events, entering loop, getting event details, and then it's going to loop over all of the people in this event, in all of the different events, and then it's going to summarize it all. So let's say I have like 10 sales calls. It's like, okay, here's all of your 10 sales calls. Just reference this email during the day. You'll see all of the different people and all of the different things you need to know about them for the sales call. And so I'm going to let this, you can see 0 of 2 cycles. That's because we have 2 sales calls now, right? AI automation discovery call with Sarah. For whatever reason, it doesn't actually show it going through each of these nodes, but you can see that it's looping through each of these items, right? So let's say I go AI automation discovery call. Let's see what type of data it gives us here. We can see it's looping. So it's going through this person, this person, this person, 4 that are all in that meeting that we just created, just like random emails that I found on the internet. And then it's going to go and, loop through each of these people. So I'm going to let it go. It'll probably take around 30 seconds to complete. So I'm just going to let it, run, not to bore you with it, just, running through. And then once it's done, we can check the result. So now just finished running. You can see, this is the email that is sent. So if I go over here to my email, you can see the second one is the same. But the first one, it's showing, okay, here's all the different attendees. Here's what we found out about them. Daraya is Europe's fastest growing companies, Fortune 1000, agile team, wine searcher for 7 years. So here's what you can congratulate them on. For Alyssa, 19 years in the UK market, served UK higher education students. There's all of these different things that it's pulling about each of them. That they are a premium online wine retailer, Technology One, SaaS ERP provider. Whatever it is, you can see that it's finding information about them. And because I don't have past email conversations, it's saying no specific motive. But if I had conversations with them, it would be able to pull all the different previous sales conversations into this and help me prepare. And so the last thing that I want to do here is show you exactly how to customize this. So you can see there's going to be 2 ways to customize this, right? So the one is that we will just go and add in different nodes here. So let's say we want to add in like say we want to add in another step here. Maybe we want to perform an action. Maybe we want to like scrape LinkedIn or something. So I'm going to go here, LinkedIn, get a member profile, and then I could say connect my LinkedIn account. And then it would basically be able to go and get information on their LinkedIn, right? Now, the other way that we can do this is we can actually just use AI to, update this workflow. So let's say like I'm running this workflow, I'm running various different things in it. So how you can do that is you can just click this Ask AI Agent Builder button down at the bottom. You can basically say, maybe I use speech to text and I say, awesome, now can you add in a LinkedIn post scraper and profile scraper to the loop so that it gets more information about them and researches their company more in depth. And it will go in and it will actually start updating the workflow here so we can see that it's loading. And based on, what I'm asking it, it's going to go and actually, update that workflow in a fully autonomous way. There we go. So you can see it's still thinking, but if we go into the workflow here, you can start seeing scrape LinkedIn profile, scrape LinkedIn company. It's going and it's, looping over these people. And then, it's going and summarizing them, searching for people, scraping LinkedIn profile, scraping LinkedIn company. You can see that it's, updating the agent. And this is what's really cool is it will just go and build out the agent for you. You don't need to use Claude to build out an end-to-end agent. Everything is fully integrated inside of Lindy. So you just tell it, hey, I want you to build me this thing. Boom. And then it will go and it adds in the various different nodes. And now you can see the workflow is getting more comprehensive as we speak. And I'm not doing a single thing. I'm just letting it go and build out all of these different components to the workflow. Scrape company LinkedIn, boom, boom, boom. And so that's really what's really cool about Lindy. And so thank you so much for watching this. I'm going to have more videos in the future where I'm going to go into more specific builds. I think the Lindy, when you combine it with N8N, when you combine it with custom workflows, you can build out really comprehensive AI infrastructure. And so what this looks like is maybe you have, one tool that goes and scrapes the leads and reaches out to them. You have another tool that goes and manages them, helps you with your sales calls, because ultimately the sales pipeline, you're finding people, you're messaging them, you're figuring out the positioning. You have to use an AI agent to reply to the emails to book the call. Once you get on the call, you use this workflow to prep for the call. Then once you're on the call, maybe use Lindy to go and pull the different, pull the transcript from the call, write a follow-up email for you. Maybe you have an auto, proposal generator system. That's one of the most valuable systems that I've been using for a while. You have a system that takes the call transcript, creates a proposal with the human in the loop, and you say, change these two things, boom, now send it off. And then, follows up with them. And ultimately, the entire sales process can be fully automated with enough agents. So that's really what we're going for here, is a fully automated end-to-end sales system. And I think Lindy is like a core, software tool to integrate into that sales infrastructure tech stack. So I hope this video got you thinking about the different things that you can use to build out AI sales infrastructure. I have a lot of other videos on this channel talking about the different aspects of lead sourcing, lead scraping, personalization, all the workflows that go into building out a comprehensive sales process with AI. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.